Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I am doing a Q&A. Now, this is something I've never done before. I'm personally not like a super open person. While if you ask me questions, I am more than willing to answer and give the appropriate amount of information, but I'm not someone who's just gonna like start spitting my life story out without any context, you know. That's just me, nothing wrong with it, but that's just how I am. So doing a Q&A is a little bit different for me. I'm more so used to just being behind the camera, talking through my day, just sharing fun facts, and also just motivational things here and there, because that is just what I love to do. So I'm not someone who's so much good about just talking about myself though, but we're gonna give it a go. If you do not follow me on Instagram, it's just Tawny Soleil, and I often will ask questions. I also just post a lot of my stories. I try and be pretty active on my stories on Instagram for anyone who does follow me, so if you're not already, go check it out. So I posted a story a few days ago asking what your questions are, literally anything, ask me, okay? So I have screenshotted quite a few here just because I knew I wasn't doing the video that day. So I had to screenshot them all so that I didn't lose them. So I'm just gonna read through these. I really haven't checked them. I honestly almost forgot about this video, and then I looked at my photos and I was like, I need to film this. So here we go. Okay, let's just start with some easy ones. So, yeah, I guess I've never explained that. Someone asked me, how do I pronounce my name? So my name is actually pronounced Tawny. T-A-H-N-E-E, Tawny, very unique, very different. I've met one person with the same spelling and the same name as me, and it was just random. They were actually my waitress at a restaurant. So yeah, if you have the same name, comment down below if you know someone with my name. I love to hear it because I do not know anyone with that name. And also there's no backstory to it. I know someone's gonna ask me. My parents just like the name, and that is why that is my name. There's no family history, anything like that attached to it. How old are you? Easy. I am 24 years old. I am a late November baby. That means I am a Sagittarius, so take that however you want to take that. But yeah, 24 years old, going on 25 this year. Ugh, 25. That hits hard. Now let's get a little, sorry, I was gonna get juicy there, but I really love when some people give you like a statement, not a question. This person just said, you live in Germany. I do not live in Germany, but that's cool to know. So no, I don't live in Germany. I am actually from Vancouver, Canada, born and raised here, love it here. Oh, I like this one. So what advice do you have for someone wanting to start something new? That's a really good question, because I know that starting something new can be extremely scary, it can be daunting, and you just don't know the outcome. And as humans, we love to have control over everything. So when we can't really see how we're going to be able to control that situation, it can be really scary and off-putting for us. Personally, the best advice I think I can give for that is just do not wait for everything to line up perfectly. If you're always waiting for things to like perfectly align just how you want them to, I can guarantee you, you are never going to do that thing. I don't know exactly what specifically you're chatting about, but it's a pretty general topic. So if you're wanting to do something new and you keep putting it off for whatever reason, those ifs and buts, they're really just making it more difficult. They're taking so much energy from you when you could just be putting that energy into that thing that you want to do. I do love this question because it reflects back to me, right? When I was starting my YouTube channel, I remember I kept putting off my first video because of my skin, my hair, if I was bloated that day, how I was feeling energy-wise. I was just like, oh, I'll film it tomorrow. And if you are aware, if you say tomorrow, you're probably never gonna do it. And it is just so important to not let those things get to you and not try to be perfect, not try to wait for everything to be perfect, because like I said, it's just not going to happen if you do that. You have to get uncomfortable. You have to put yourself in uncomfortable positions, and this is where the greatest revolutionary triumphs, everything can happen in your life, and I can promise you, you will not regret it. Even if it's not what you thought it was going to be, I can guarantee you that later on down the road, you will see why that step was necessary for you to get to where you were supposed to be. So Just get out there, do it, get uncomfortable, and literally throw away those ifs and buts because they do nothing but drag you down. Love that question. Great question. Okay, lighten it up a little bit. What is your dream job? I absolutely love what I do. I have pretty much the freedom and flexibility to rearrange my schedule. I am a personal trainer. I do online coaching. I work for Built with Science a little bit, which is Jeremy's company. And I do a lot, YouTube. So all my jobs I can really be flexible around. So I really cannot complain about the jobs I do have. I absolutely love my freedom. That being said, if there was just like one job where I was like, oh yeah, I'd really love to do that, and it's something I've always wanted to do since I was little, is I would love to work abroad in like an animal rehabilitation center, because I find it so beautiful when you can have a connection with an animal that is seemingly wild and typically wouldn't be friendly or choose to be around humans, and just being able to support them and make sure that they get to live the best life they can, depending on why they are in the rehabilitation center or what they need support with before and hopefully being released back into the wild. Like, I just find that beautiful, and I love and respect animals, so it's just something I would just absolutely love to do. How did you and Jeremy meet? Oh, what a cute question. So I knew Jeremy in high school, knew of him. I didn't really know him, we weren't friends, we didn't chit chat, but I knew of him. We went to different high schools, but we grew up in the same little town, so I knew who he was. And then post high school, he became a personal trainer at my gym, and I definitely noticed him before he noticed me. Definitely. So we started chit-chatting via Snapchat, good online chit-chat, because like over my dead body was I going up to him in the gym, sweaty, just looking, feeling it. Now, if you can do that, you have the confidence, hell yeah, do it. Nowadays I would. I did not have that when I was 18. It wasn't happening. So yeah, Snapchat, and then we went on our first date and we were literally inseparable. Like, hung out every single day, and we've been together next month 6 years, so I cannot complain. It seemed to work out really well, and I'm going to say that gym membership that I could barely afford at 18 was so worth it. So worth it. So yeah, that's how we met. It really was just in our natural habitat in the gym, but ultimately started talking through social media, which I hear is like a huge thing nowadays. It's awesome. You can meet people all over the world. You can meet them through social media, but do try to go out and meet people, and don't always be fixed behind the screen, because at the end of the day, meeting someone face to face and feeling that connection is always going to give you a better vibe than what this is going to give you. So just some advice. Who was your celebrity crush growing up? This is hilarious. I'm low-key, it's fine. So my celebrity crush growing up was 50 Cent. Like, I loved him. I had a few other, but 50 Cent, he was it. I remember I was at my grandparents and I printed a photo of him there, and I cut it out and I stuck it to my wall, and I just would stare at him. Yep, 50 Cent, that was it. That was my crush. Solid. Okay, how do I manage stress about counting calories? Okay, so here's a few things about this. Counting calories, this is a really touchy subject. Being a personal trainer myself, I'm not a dietitian, but I am very familiar with at least my macros and my standpoint on counting calories, okay? So when it comes to counting calories, if you have to ask me this question about stress, if it stresses you out, you shouldn't be doing it, okay? Life is worth so much more than counting every piece of food that is going to go into your mouth. And people can get so fixated on how many calories are in this, what are the calories, what's the macros, everything like that. And at the end of the day, there's so many other ways to tell what you should be eating for your body and how your body is reacting to the foods you're eating. So that's just a little short. Now, when I do find counting calories to be useful is when you are trying to achieve a goal in a short amount of time. So it's not all year round, but you are trying to maybe do a mini cut, or you are trying to bulk up a little bit for something specific. And even then, as long as you track for like a few days to a week and you get a general idea of how much you are eating in a day, then you can kind of just stick to that. You don't have to continue to track them every single day as long as you're eating similarly as the days that you did track. So that being said, once again, it doesn't have to be a daily thing. Just get a general idea how much you are eating and then decide from there. Because a lot of times what people will do is they'll go from never tracking to being like, okay, I want to shred down, right? Okay, so I need to track, I need to eat less, I need to do this. And they'll drop their calories to a dramatically low amount of calories, like not even recommended to do. And that's because a lot of the times people underestimate how much they actually eat in a day. So even if you think you don't eat a lot, if you've never tracked before, I can guarantee you, you probably eat more than you think. So dropping your calories by that much is just going to be a dramatic shock for your body. And this is when it can become stressful and hard, and you kind of fall in that trap of being like counting calories, always worried about calories, everything like that. So biggest advice is if that's happening to you, please don't count them. The other ways you can do it is just portion sizing. There's so many great techniques you can look up online, and they're all using the tools of mostly your hands. So you can base off how many carbs, protein, fats you can use on your plate by using your hands. And I find this to be a super useful tool because that just makes sure you're getting the right amount of nutrients for your body. Me, I personally do track. Not all the time. Right now I'm doing a 45-day challenge at my work, so I am tracking for it because I am trying to achieve a goal in a short amount of time, right? I only track once a week. I meal prep, and then I know what I'm eating that week. If I go ahead and eat a few other little things here and there, I'm not worried about it, right? Extra scoop of peanut butter, little cookie here, it's not gonna make or break it. As long as you're being consistent throughout the week, you're good to go. So please, please, please do not get so focused on this because it can literally drive you crazy and it is not worth it. I'm sorry, I could go on about this for hours. I tried to keep that as short and dense as I could, but that is my advice, okay? All right. Favorite supplements I take and what they are for. Okay, so I don't supplement that much. When it comes to like achieving my goals in the gym, I only supplement protein, and that's just because I am vegan. I do find it hard to get in an adequate amount of protein. Also, when I am doing like a little cut, I will supplement BCAAs, and that is to ensure that I am getting my essential amino acids in. As a vegan, once again, it is harder to get those 9 essential amino acids that most people would get from meat and poultry products, okay? Otherwise, I take a daily multivitamin. I like to make sure that I'm getting all my vitamins and minerals in. And I also take a probiotic once a day. So that's just to make sure that my gut is moving healthy, and I can promise you it is. So probiotic, multivitamins, protein powder, I take that every single day. And then I have BCAAs when I am on a mini cut or in summer, just to keep me nice and hydrated. So that's what I do for supplements, and that's what I've always done. I think I'm just gonna do one more. Quite a few of these are pretty similar, just like asked in different terms. Okay, what does love mean to me? I like this question because everybody has a different love language, and I think it's really important when you are in a relationship, especially a long-term relationship, to know what your partner's love language is and to know what yours is for better communication, because relationships have to have good communication in order for them to flow well, because I personally do not want to be in a relationship where I'm bickering and just having it out with each other. That is not my personality. I am not a fighter. Jay's not a fighter. We work really well together. We bicker like we're like 80 sometimes, but at the end of the day, we are just very understanding of each other and each other's emotions and each other's feelings and when to kind of back off, let it go, etc. So yeah, I think it's really important to know what each other's love language is. If you have never checked your love language, there are actually so many quizzes online. It's pretty fun to do because they're gonna ask you quite a few questions, and you can even do this by yourself or if you have a partner with your partner and figure out what each other's love language is. Do it for a little date night, it's super fun, and then you'll just know. But mine is actually words of affirmation and gifts. Now, when I talk about gifts, I don't mean like, Jay, bring me home a Prada purse sort of gift, like, no. I mean like, for me, gifts are more so like gestures. So say Jay went for a walk without me, and when he came back home, he had a flower that he had picked on his walk. That just makes my freaking day. Like, you thought about me. You care about me. You knew, you saw that flower and you were like, oh, he's gonna like this. And you were absolutely right. So little gestures like that just throughout the day that show that you thought about me literally just makes my day. And then words of affirmation, I am someone who loves to be affirmed. Now, I'm very confident in myself and I'm very proud of everything I've achieved, but I do find that I love when Jay gives me like words of affirmation, or someone at work does, or one of my friends do. I absolutely love it. It lets me know that they support me. It lets me know that what I'm doing is something good, right? It lets me know that I'm on the right path for what I'm doing, everything like that. I don't know, it just really gives me that little push, and it also lets me know that they are paying attention to the things I am doing and they're proud of me too. So I just really like that. That's my love language. Jay's is totally opposite from me, and that it works, right? We balance each other out. So yeah, I just think that my love language is definitely words of affirmation and gestures, but to me, love just means having open communication, being able to rely on your partner for support when you need it, vice versa, and being able to do your own things separately. So while me and Jay are pretty inseparable, our friend groups are the exact same and everything like that, we still have our separate little things, our little niches, the things we like to do that we will go do on our own. And I think that is super important when having a long-term healthy relationship. But at the end of the day, better believe that we're both kind of the same in the sense that, like, if we're going to experience something super awesome, we want the other person to be there too. We want them to experience it. We want them to have fun with us. And yeah, that's just us, works for us, and I absolutely love our relationship. So that is all the questions I'm going to do for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's very different for me. I hope I could give you some tips and tricks and just let you in a little bit on my thought process. So if you have any further questions, if you want me to do these again, just comment down below. Also, you can follow me, like I was saying, on Instagram. You can always DM me there. I'm always super active on there. So yeah, just let me know, because if I don't know, I won't do it, okay? So thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a beautiful morning, evening, night, wherever you may be. Have a beautiful day today.